Some people think wisdom is like money, the more you keep to yourself, the richer you are. But let me tell you a story. A story about greed. A story about arrogance. A story about a little spider who thought he could own all the wisdom in the world. His name? Anansi. And oh, did he learn a lesson he would never forget. Anansi wasn't just any spider. He was clever, fast-talking, and always looking for a way to get ahead. But there was one problem. The world was full of wise people. The old women who sat under the baobab tree, whispering secrets of the ancestors. Wise. The hunters who could track an animal just by looking at a broken twig. Wise. Even the children, oh, the children, they knew things Anansi didn't. And that bothered him. Why should wisdom be scattered everywhere? Anansi thought. Why should it be shared? If I gather all the wisdom and keep it for myself, then I will be the greatest. The smartest. The most powerful. And once Anansi got an idea, he never let it go. So he hatched a plan. Anansi spun the finest web, stronger than rope, invisible in the sunlight. With this web, he traveled the world, stealing wisdom from everyone he met. He went to the old women under the baobab tree. Tell me your stories, he said. And when they spoke, he caught their wisdom in his web and pulled it away. He went to the hunters. Teach me your ways. And as they explained, he trapped their knowledge in his web and took it. From the farmers, from the warriors, from the children laughing in the fields, Anansi gathered it all. And when he was done, he wove a great pot out of silk and poured all the wisdom inside. Anansi looked at his pot and grinned. Now, he thought, I am the smartest of all. No one is wiser than me. But Anansi had a problem. What if someone steals my pot, he thought. If he left it in his web, the wind might blow it away. If he buried it in the ground, some foolish human might dig it up. If he hid it in his house, a wandering thief might take it. No, no, no. He needed to hide it somewhere high. Somewhere no one could reach. I will hang it from the tallest tree, he decided. So Anansi took the pot and went deep into the forest, searching for the tallest tree he could find. Finally, he saw it, a mighty Iroko tree, taller than all the others. Perfect, Anansi thought. He tied the pot of wisdom to his belly with vines. Then he began to climb. But here's the thing about climbing trees with a giant pot tied to your belly, it's not easy. Anansi slipped. Anansi stumbled. Anansi couldn't reach the next branch. He tried pulling himself up, but the pot kept banging against his legs. This is harder than I thought, he grumbled. Now, as Anansi struggled, he didn't realize that his son was watching. Yes, Anansi had a son, a little spider just as clever as him. His son tilted his head and laughed. Father, why don't you tie the pot to your back? That way, it won't get in the way. Anansi froze. His 8 little eyes widened. His son was right. His son, a mere child, had thought of something that he, the great Anansi, had not. Anansi felt his face burn. How could this be? He had all the wisdom in the world. And yet, his son had outsmarted him. Anansi felt anger boil inside him. How dare he? How dare a child think of something before me? Anansi, in his rage, lifted the pot above his head. And he threw it to the ground. The pot hit the earth and shattered. Wisdom, golden and bright like tiny fireflies, escaped into the air. The wind picked it up. The trees caught it in their leaves. The rivers carried it in their waves. And just like that, wisdom spread back into the world. The lesson Anansi learned. Anansi stared in horror. All his hard work, gone. But then, he heard laughter. The old women under the baobab tree were laughing. The hunters were laughing. The children in the field were laughing. Even his own son was laughing. And slowly, Anansi began to laugh, too. Because he finally understood. Wisdom is not meant to be kept in one place. Wisdom is meant to be shared. And that, my friend, is why wisdom is everywhere. It's in the stories told under the moonlight. It's in the hands of the farmer planting his crops. It's in the laughter of a child who asks a question. Because thanks to Anansi's mistake, wisdom belongs to us all. The end.